for your Wednesday wisdom. I hope this finds you well. Today's Wednesday wisdom, I want to talk about how you know when to trust and let go and when you need to take action. Because, I've been on this journey for many, many, many years. And when it first started, I was very into the whole law of attraction. And law of attraction, I know that people go on and on about it and how it works for them and it's fabulous, and that's great. For me personally, it made me feel very anxious. I always felt like I could do something to screw it up. I am a firm believer in fate and destiny. So it depends on which side of the coin you fall on, but for me, I feel like everything in your life is predestined. And yes, you have free will, and yes, you can quote unquote screw it up, or you can delay things or whatever, but there's that part of me that thinks that everything, including your free will, is all part of the divine plan. Okay, so with that being said, how do we get into the whole law of attraction? When I look at the law of attraction, I feel like they make it seem like, I want to be a millionaire and I'm just going to, believe it and it's going to happen. That's just delusional. That's delusional. If without taking action. Okay, I'm not saying that you can't be a millionaire, but you have to do the things that you're guided to do in order to get you there. Let me explain. Okay, I always use personal examples because that's the best way for me to explain things. I started Chat with Your Angels in 2013. I was guided to do it, and I never really was guided to do anything more than my Facebook page. And then every once in a while, I'll get like an inspiration to do, like when I started Instagram, and then I started YouTube. And then I get these ideas, they're divinely guided ideas. And it comes to me, for instance, when I made my Archangel Michael deck, okay? I hear Spirit tell me that, I need to create a deck. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this deck? It doesn't matter, okay? I did it, I accomplished it, and that's like one step closer to where I want to be. So the beginning of the year when I started doing that, I was going to start doing daily videos and everything else. And I got this rash around my eyes that it was so bad. It was like scaly and red, and it was just awful. And I had no idea where it came from. I didn't know why. I wasn't using anything different on my skin. And I was like, well, I'm not going live on Facebook and I'm not videoing anything. I look horrible. Now, I could have pushed and put on makeup and had it burn and whatever and done it, but I knew that was Spirit's sign that I was supposed to just sit back and take a break and rest and get all my ideas in order and figure out what it is that I needed to do going forward. So think about that in your own life. If you have a goal that you want to accomplish and you're pushing full speed ahead and nothing's happening, stop pushing and take a breath and figure it out. And in my course, Spiritual Bootcamp, I talk about how to journal your way out of these feelings and what you need to accomplish and where you need to go next. And if you're on the right path or not. You're always on the right path, but the thing is, sometimes the path changes direction. Sometimes you come to a fork in the road and you need to know which way to go. Do I keep going the way I was going, or do I turn this way and try a different route? So how do you know? How do you know when, the song Kenny Rogers, The Gambler, how do you know when to hold him and when to fold him? You have to listen to your body. Your intuition will always give you signs whether or not you're doing the right thing. You can choose to follow them or you can choose to ignore them. But if you choose to ignore them, they're just going to get louder and louder and louder. I was having a conversation with my bestie Jill today, and we were talking about something, and I started getting this like pain in my stomach, like in my solar plexus. And I was like, okay, Jill, I got to change the subject. Like this is hurting my solar plexus. And she's like, okay. And we just changed the subject. And that shows me that whatever I was saying, I need to like revisit it later, or I'm not meant to like push in that direction. I think that was more of it. I'm not meant to push in that direction. And so I stopped. But in the past, like, for instance, my older son would talk to me about certain things, and I would say to him, you have to stop, that's hurting my solar plexus. Normal mothers say that to their children, right? But it turns out a lot of the things that he was saying were true. I just didn't want to hear them. It was bothering me because it meant that certain things were going to have to change in my way of looking at the world. And it wasn't time. It wasn't time for me to do that. Okay, when you get those physical reactions that are negative, you know that you're in the wrong place and you're not supposed to be doing that. You need to always go for this. I do agree with the whole law of attraction. You always have to go for the better feeling situation or the better feeling thoughts, because that's what spirit is. Spirit is good. It's happy. It's light. If you're doing the right thing, it will feel right. If you're not doing the right thing, you're going to have those feelings in your solar plexus, in your, some people get headaches, some people get backaches, some people get pain in their shoulders. For me, it's my solar plexus. It's like right here. And it's like, oh my God, it's like this pain. It's like somebody sticking a knife in it. It's so, and as I'm awakening my spiritual abilities more and more, it's more like it comes on like that. And I know instantly that that's what it is. So pay attention to those signs that your body's giving you, because they're important. And that's how you know whether you should just like let go and release and just flow along until you're guided to do something else, or if you should instantly change the direction that you're in. And so that's my Wednesday wisdom on how to know when to hold them and when to fold them. How to, one of the readings I did, I was talking about if you're pushing at a door that's telling you to pull, your body's going to tell you that that's wrong. So you can choose to keep pushing on a door. It's not going to open, but you can waste, however much time you want pushing on that door. And eventually maybe the door might break and you might cut yourself. So that would be Spirit's way of stopping you from pushing on the door. Like, okay, like we let them push on the door long enough. Now it's time to like make them change direction. See, that's where I believe fate and destiny come in. If you're not where you need to be, Spirit will redirect you, but sometimes it's not very pleasant. So you need to kind of be aware to save yourself some of that struggle and some of that pain or heartache or just discomfort, because life is too short, right? Okay, so that is my Wednesday wisdom to you. I hope that helps. As always, may trouble neglect you and angels protect you, and I will see you soon.